Hi, and welcome to another episode of Third Act Solutions. This week we're going to talk about rediscovering the joy in the third act of your life. You know, when you consider, where you are in life and a third of your life is left, if you're lucky, it's like, how can I live my full, wholehearted self? One way is for me to rediscover the joy. And how do I do that? If you put together all the photographs that you have, that you can find, and you can go back and find the early photographs where can see the light in your eye, you can see the joy in your eye, you can see the the happiness, the fun that you had, the moments that were important to you, moments, whether they're moments that you experienced on your own or moments that you experienced with family. The beautiful thing is that with family, you will tend to find some joy being with your children and being with your loved ones. And there are real moments of enthusiasm, of joy, of happiness. And if you're not finding that you're having that now, and you go back and you find some of those early photographs that might remind you of a particular incident or remind you of a period of time, it can really do wonders in terms of you saying, wait a minute, let me go back and find that. I remember that moment. I remember this is my favorite photograph. And in that, you can see the joy and you can see the joie de vivre, the joy of living. And how do I rediscover that? Take a look at those photographs. Try to remember where you were at, what you were feeling, what your good habits were, what were your successful actions at the time, your free-spiritedness, your not being afraid, your willingness to take chances, you following your impulses, your ideas, whether you're spontaneous or not, whether you spoke from the truth or whether you got careful. At what point did you become politically correct? You can actually go through your photographs and you can sort of rediscover your journey as a human being and really kind of reactivate some of those feelings by recognizing what they were at the time, and certainly by calling upon the reality of what you need to do today to put yourself back into a similar place. You're not the person you were then. Hopefully you've evolved into something. But the one thing that you didn't leave behind is your sense of joy, your sense of happiness, and your spontaneousness, your point of view. You can rehabilitate those things, because it's about rehabilitating the things that went dormant. You know what I mean? It's sort of like Lily Tomlin as the telephone operator, where she plugs things in and connects one person with another. In some of people's switchboards, like I know in my own, when I think about all the stuff that was unplugged, and now I want to replug those things in that I have to, these photographs have helped me to really kind of reconnect with a part of myself that I had somewhat forgotten, that I had somewhat let go dormant. And so find those photographs and remember those moments, even if you have to share those moments with friends, like this is when I was doing such and such and I felt these sorts of things. And you can write about it and journal about each of the photographs that you find and what were the successful actions that you were doing then. And then you can find a way to rehabilitate your spirit, and so that going forward, you know what you need to do. So that's your assignment this week. Find those old photographs, reconnect with them, write about it, and then let's talk about it next week.